So today I am just fixing a kind of a quick meal just for me. I'm the only one here. So I thought I'd bring you along with me. I'm going to be fixing fried pork chop and kind of a baked roasted potato. So right now what I'm doing, I've already washed my potato. It's only one potato. Now if you're cooking for two or however many, you just kind of add that to it. But right now this is just for one. So I've already washed my potato, and this is not going to be your regular baked potato or the roasted. So it's a little bit of in between. So I am chopping this. I'm leaving the skin on, make it very easy. I'm going to show you here. So they're probably about a half inch. Um, Actually, some of them may be even a quarter. I've already got my butter melted. Now I'm using real butter because butter's got a lower smoke point and I don't want any chances of it to burn. So I'm going to use my real butter. Now I forgot my oil. Bear with me. I'm going to put just a tad. Now you can use vegetable oil or olive oil. I'm going to put about a teaspoon or so in that. So I've got a little oil, and I've got about a little over a tablespoon of melted butter, real butter. So to that, I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. That's all I'm going to put in there. I'm going to mix that up really good. Now, you know, when you bake a potato, sometimes it'll come out a little bit dry, and then you would put your butter or whatever over the top. Well, when you cut it in half and you bake it, you will butter it and turn them down. This way, I don't want them crispy. I just want them kind of soft and fluffy. So it's a combination of a baked and roasted. So what I'm going to do is put them on my aluminum foil. See, that makes a lot, and it's just one potato. I'm going to fold up these edges just so that everything can't run off. I should have probably mixed them in a bowl, then put them on. That's what I'll do. I'll show you that. This will be easier. Let's put it in a bowl first. Okay. And that way I can put it all over it. Now get it all mixed up on there. So the potatoes will already be seasoned when I open my packet. Now I will pour them onto my aluminum foil. And you're going to bring it up. Now, butter should not burn as long as it's in a tight aluminum foil packet. But I didn't want to take any chances, so I used real butter. Because a spread has got a lot more water instead of the milk fat. So it was just my preference. And you don't have to use the butter. You can use just oil. Okay, so see, I've got that wrapped up really tight. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to put it in the oven on a pan. I'm going to cook it on 400. I've got my oven preheated to 400 for about 30 minutes. Now, if this was a regular baked potato, that would take about an hour. So this should take about half the time and should be done. And then I will come back when I am cooking the pork chop and taking these out of the oven. Okay, y'all, I'm back. My potatoes have been in the oven for about 30 minutes now, and they're good and done. So I have heated I've got some vegetable oil in my skillet. I had a little technical difficulty there because apparently something had been spilled on this eye, and It was trying to smoke at my house, so I'm using the back eye until everything cools off where I can clean it. So anyway, I've got it on about a medium high. My oil is ready, and I am just going to salt and pepper. I'm not putting anything, no batter on it or anything. So I got that side done. So I'm going to put it with that side down. Ooh, you can hear it. I'm going to cook it on a medium high. I'm going to salt and pepper the other side. It's going to be all the seasoning I need on that. Okay. So I'm going to let this cook for about 3 minutes on this side. Then I'll flip it and about 3 minutes on the other side. That's all it's going to take. Okay, so my pork chop is about done. I'm going to go ahead and cut my my stove off. The other thing I wanted to mention is a little screen protector is terrific. I didn't even think to use it until I was done, but these come in really handy, and they're dishwasher safe. So let me pull this out. Now, if you have a food thermometer, okay, so if you have a food thermometer, it needs to be at least 145 or higher. It's okay for it to be just really, really light pink, but if you don't have a thermometer, if you just kind of press down a little bit, you don't see any pink coming out of it, anything like that, and it bounces back a little bit, you're more than likely you're done. Normally, I would let that sit and rest for 5 or 10 minutes so the juices could just kind of go everywhere. But I'm going to show you what we have. Well, let me get my potatoes here. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, we got a lot of steam. Okay. See how the butter and everything just really, really looks good on that. Let me see. I want a spoon with a hole in it. I don't want to just pour it in my plate, because I don't want the oil part in my plate. Now, what would really be good is if I'm out right now, but maybe a slice of tomato or a cucumber, that would go great with it. But this makes a great meal, especially for one person. Or actually, you could do a whole crowd, but so let me see. So you want that thickest part. And I'm going to bring it over there so you can see. Let me just cut a piece off. You can see better that way. Yeah. It's tender. See? It's good and done. And it took about 3 minutes on one side, and I probably didn't cook the other side about 2 minutes. And that's because the pork chop is about, I guess, a ½ inch thick. Now, if you had one that was like the really thick pork chops, like 1.5 inches or better, then it would probably be good if you started it in a cold pan and let it rise up. That way you don't burn the crust before you get the inside done. So it would need to cook just a little bit slower. So there you go. Now I'm going to go enjoy my pork chop and potatoes. And I will see you next time. Thank you.